Hello, chat. How is everybody today? How's everything looking, sounding? Oh my gosh. Oh, my framing's all out of whack now. Alright, so I changed a lot of stuff in my setup, chat. So, you're just gonna have to play along with this for now. But hey, how is everybody this Wednesday evening? No, I'm doing well. It's been... It's been a long couple of weeks. I know we haven't seen each other in a while. Oh, well... we have a new episode of Star Trek Axiom for you tonight. We left off with a big twist. Chelsea Green had returned, and everything was looking very sketchy. So we shall see how the crew handles it tonight. Everyone's excited, comfortable, and you know what? I'm just gonna jump into it, because it's getting late, and it should be good, so hold on a second. And we are gonna go. Hello everyone, and welcome. I think that all worked. Looks okay. Nothing's too broken, I hope. Great.
Are we
Yep, we are
live then?
live. We are
All right,
live and
wonderful.
going. Alright, take it away.
All right, we had just left off. Enzo, Tobin, you guys had just met up outside the bar, if I recall correctly.
It
With
was yes.
with
We're in, I think we're all in the bar. Yes, I
were
should
you?
probably
I
close the
thought you
bar.
guys had told Eddie Teach to to go get
No,
drunk, and he
well,
was
we were all
watching
in
us
the
the whole
bar, and he went exactly 5 feet left of us,
time.
dramatically.
And then you guys had seen Chelsea Green basically walk into the promenade from the um, where the ship's dock, the ship docking bay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She's got a crew around her. Obviously, she if I did not describe it last time, she actually has metal prosthetics on the exterior of her uniform, down both of her legs, just kind of like down them. They're obviously engineered to keep her legs moving after the spinal injuries that she suffered at the hand of T-Rex. She's talking to her people, and then she kind of like turns. She sees you guys at the bar. She sees all of you. She does this kind of like half scowl and then just nods at you all with some darker intent. And then, yeah, she doesn't move closer to see you guys at all. However, Ada Green, who was coming to just go to the bar and hang out, sees her and rushes over. And they suddenly, Chelsea's face kind of lightens up. And you guys can't hear what they're saying because they're quite a distance away. But they embrace and start to talk because, as we all remember, Ada is the adopted sister of Chelsea Green. So, what do you guys do?
I am having a nice stiff water with with Eddie at the bar.
Okay.
We had gathered to discuss something in particular, but unfortunately, I cannot remember what it was.
Was a couple of weeks ago. After all, I think it was Tinker's, or was it was either Tinker's or T-Rex's blood challenge.
We were very
those are the two pressing
conveniently
issues.
beating around all of the various bushes, while everyone attempts to, for some reason, solo their own horrifying plot.
Yes. Yeah. That seemed about it. Nonetheless, you guys are in the bar. I don't remember which thing you guys were there to talk about, but feel free to talk about it now. While Eddie, 5 feet, stares at you guys while drinking.
We're with Eddie. He's welcome. He's just being a dramatic pirate.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're actually here to talk about Tinkers, which is why we are encouraging Eddie to go sit and drink.
I specifically remember you guys encouraged Eddie to walk away, and he walked. I shot from you after basically a guilt trip about why he's not included.
Yeah, because we were talking about Tinkers and Section 31.
See, I suggested he was going to get a drink because goodness knows with everything going on, we could all get a drink. And maybe a second one.
Yeah, I suggested he leave because this was probably not something that a convicted pirate should be in on. But,
to be fair, none of this is things the convicted pirate should be in on, but we're all about the same bar level anyway.
I can't fight that.
So we definitely can't talk about this now.
He's not even just a convicted felon. He's a convicted felon worshiper.
Yeah.
So do you guys find like a dark table then to talk to each other about stuff?
Table? No. I'm going to just kind of drink this off and then get the heck out of here.
All right. So no discussion of Section 31 with
not in the bar with our our opposition and their entire crew also in the bar with cybernetic enhancements.
They're not in the bar. I cannot say that enough. They're not in the bar. They're across the promenade. They saw you guys. The bar itself has kind of an open door.
Is that awkward table across from Quark's that no one uses?
Yeah. It's more like
except to make a very clear point that you're not invited on the bridge elevator and you're not going to Quark's.
Think of it about like it's a food court. You guys are sitting in front of the Panda Express. They're way over in front of the merry-go-round. Anybody who gets that fucking reference, that's dead because there are no food courts anymore.
Yeah, anybody who gets that reference, take something for your back. Get up and
anybody
walk
who gets
around.
that reference, you're in the right place.
Yeah,
you're as old as Zach is.
There you
go. That's us, by the way. I mean, old man gaming.
I don't know. I think I got you all beat. I'm not sure.
Hey, I'm old enough to ride this game. Come on.
You're at the Applebee's. They're at the corn dog on a stick.
Let's not have an old off, gentlemen. Let's not have an old off.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. All right. So we'll go further away from the door.
I'm wearing an ankle brace to sit down right now, so I think I might have you beat.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you guys going? Further away to where?
Yeah. If this is the door. Oh, you can't see my mouse for some reason. There we go. If this is the door to the promenade, we're going this way.
I am not looking at Foundry. Give me a second.
Hold on.
And I will look at Foundry.
This way.
Okay. I see now.
If this is the
I
door,
always watch Grid Fram for you guys' reactions.
Oh, that's fair. That's we have tools to do things with. I have to remember this.
Yeah, exactly. I literally just stare at Grid Fram the entire session and watch everybody's reactions. Okay, so you guys leave the bar. As you guys leave the bar and kind of head out of the promenade, which I'm assuming is what you guys are trying to do. Tobin, you see a middle-aged Romulan woman heading your way in Romulan attire. Actually, you remember her. She was, I think, if I remember this correctly, she was with the procession of the admiral that came to see you.
Oh, the
I can't remember.
Romulan. Oh my god, I didn't write her name down. Who was the head of the
It's not
procession? Who said we
it's
were going
not
to
the
meet later?
admiral. It's not the head. It's not the head at all. It's the woman who was with her who asked to meet up with Lenra.
So the one who looks exactly like Lenra.
Yes, the one who looks strikingly like Lenra. I can't
Yes.
remember if anybody realized that other than.
I think it was just Lenra who realized it.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, that's why I wasn't sure, because I can't remember. I know I gave everybody a roll.
Are we
but I
saying
don't
that all
remember.
Romulans look alike? Because we shouldn't say
No,
I
No.
think he's pulling a
Just
racism.
just two. Just two.
No, you look weirdly like Tasha Yar for no reason at all.
Who knows?
Your contract back up again or something? Weird.
Huh. What's Jeffrey Combs doing here?
Literally every role again. All right.
At first, you're like, this person can't possibly want anything with me. Then you remember you're the captain of a ship, and she definitely wants to speak with you.
I
directly.
definitely forget that occasionally. Yes.
I was driving it like 3 weeks ago.
Definitely there for the event. Was conscious for most of it. I will have to catch up with you all in a little bit.
I can't sign David.
Okay.
And Tobin will turn to the
Okay. All right.
unclear rank. I don't know how to recognize Romulan ranks.
I'm gonna assume Enzo just keeps on walking. Then.
If I'm getting tacitly dismissed, I mean, I need to talk to Tobin, but if I'm getting dismissed, I'll move on.
I mean, all he says to you is, "I'll catch up with you later." It's up to you what you decide to do with that. She has not gotten to you yet. She's still a few feet away. You have enough time to have a conversation real quick.
Look, Kat, I'm concerned about Tinkers. I think we need to keep tabs on him, and I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not super comfortable with everything that's going on here.
No. There are way too many things clearly going on at the same time, and very conveniently so.
Yeah.
We need to plan.
Like all
Describe the composition of a Star Trek episode.
we
all these
need
these
new
complications.
plots. We need new conspiracies to wait long enough for us to have a meeting about this.
Right? Yeah.
No.
Oh, and then there was the other. Then there was the something else. Oh yeah, pirates and conspirators on the station. We got a new one, but I'll catch up with you in a minute.
Yes. I want to know. I don't want to know more about this, but I'm obligated to.
All right, tag up. I'll be on the ship. You can find me there.
All right. So he walks off. We're gonna stick on Tobin. She walks up to you and goes, "Hello, Captain. My name is Renshu. We met briefly when you and your crew arrived."
Yes. Please make your acquaintance again. How have things been going for you? With the
I've had my ups and downs, as we all have in this interesting change in all of our situations. But I was hoping for a moment of your time in private, if that's all right.
Of course, no, I would be happy to. Sure, I have some time. Let's go. Let's grab a room.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Tobin does in fact remember that Leonard did tell him that his that she is Section 30. Honestly,
Telsiar.
I have brain. I remember things.
You're fine. You're fine.
You have two brains.
I remember
Yeah,
half the time when I'm the game master. Don't worry about it.
Yes. So, there's not really any way around this. Gee, it's just, yep. All right, we're just going to meet with Telshar now. It's great.
Welcome to the focal point. Okay, so where do you like? She just walks off into kind of like a kind of storage area, like a quieter area. It's not necessarily a room or anything. Kind of like, I guess the in a space station equivalent of an alley would be the best way to say it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tobin has not had the opportunity in all of this to really get acquainted with where anything is on this stupid station, so he is continuing to fly by the seat of his pants.
She walks into the small room, the small area with you. She kind of takes a quick glance around, make sure she's not being watched, and then she just hands you a small data drive.
What rank is she? I just used trying to.
I have a Romulan rank
Whatever
somewhere. I'm not going to look it up. She's Tal Shiar, and she's really high ranked.
Oh yeah, or whatever her official rank is.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's equivalent to a captain, she's commander.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll be honest, I never actually finished the Romulan campaigns, STO. I don't remember the end. Vaguely remember the middle of it.
It doesn't matter to the story whatsoever.
It's fine. All right.
Then it just goes up to admiral, rear admiral, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, captain is commander. So,
commander.
She goes, Captain. I must admit I had a momentary weakness. I tried to reconnect with someone, or connect for the first time, I guess. I thought that the way to do that was professionally, but I feel as though I may have leveraged the person in a way that I did not want. In any case, I'm having a hard time finding that person now, so I am just going to hand over the information that I was going to leverage that person for. Here it is.
I appreciate this. And I will take this as an act of I would say I think we have an understanding.
Look, I know what the other peoples of the galaxy think of Romulans, and even more so, I know what you all think of Tal Shiar. But if you can believe me or not, I don't know. But earnestly, I care for this person, and I don't know. I just want that person to be safe. I think you know who I'm talking about. So as long as this helps that to that end, that's all I care about. In any case, the information is this. Your ship has been making subspace communications that aren't yours, that aren't the ones from you guys or your captain share. Your reports are not just going to the station or your direct superiors. There is another communication going outside your ship. And I am well aware that there is a trying relationship with your crew and Sirik, and I believe that is where the reports are going. Which means someone on your ship is working directly for Sirik.
This is something I will have to look into. Thank you, Commander. I'm sure if there's I think we can talk another time about how this may involve you, but I appreciate your concern. I have no ill will towards the Romulan or Klingon people. I mean, the Trill have been on every world for centuries.
It is one of the reasons I chose to give this information directly to you, not just because you're the captain, but because I believe that you would be the farthest from bias at this particular point. And I also want to say, I do hope we forge some sort of friendship here, or at least an alliance. I would never do anything to hurt the Romulans or go against the Romulans. But with that said, I would do just about anything to protect you and specifically your crew. So if you need anything, you have but to contact me. And if it's within my power, I will attempt to help you.
I appreciate that, and will attempt to use this to the best of my ability. This thing I don't know about and never received.
Thank you. She turns and walks up.
Yep.
Where you going now there, Tobes?
Oh boy. Hope is gonna go back to the ship.
Okay. All right. What was Narc doing? Does anybody remember? Because I don't.
Narc was working on.
What were you specifically working on, Narc? I remember it was like a computer thing. I just don't remember what exactly the goal was. Memory eludes
I
me.
slept so many times since then. I actually don't specifically remember.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
There was. I know
wait,
there was
I
something.
remember.
It's the same thing for me. Okay.
So Tobin tried to talk Narc into finding some illicit way of
Getting to Tinkers.
getting to Tinkers.
Right. Okay.
Narc took
right.
that as helping Tinker reverse Tinker's problem using the old technology, and Tobin realized he was probably doing the wrong thing anyway and went to work his way to talk to everybody else. So that's what he's been
So
working
then
on.
Narc was trying to figure out a way to basically cure Tinkers of whatever genetic manipulation happened to him in the Doug's transporter.
no, it wasn't that. He was trying to figure out he was trying to use the information that they already had on Tinkers to figure out what specific biological changes have taken place since from his transporter logs that he's had and his normal bioscans. Because I'm like the only science officer on the ship, so like,
Yeah.
oh, is life support working? Yes, you see all the scans and stuff. So I was just going through the records, and trying to piece together. Like,
there we go.
He started out with this biological profile in DNA and RNA, and now he's here, and his mitochondria is doing X and Y.
All right, so
Spare arse of the cell.
Go ahead and do look at the stats again. Give me reason and science. And you've been at this for some time.
All right, and I've got microbiology as a focus, so I'll go ahead and use that. And let's see. Anything else? Yep, that's good. Okay. So I need to bump that up, right? Okay. I think I rolled the right number of dice. Yeah, that looks right. One success.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You kind of come to the understanding of what they kind of already know, which is that genetically Tinkers has been altered by the Fae. But to the extent of how much he's been altered is still kind of eluding you. Mainly because the amount of data you have is just from what Backwater did scans wise when he was in the med bay. So there's not like whatever they're doing scan wise in section 31 is way more in depth. But what you can gather is that it has basically altered him in a way that right off the bat, he's more accessible to the Fey languages, which were the languages of the dead race on the ship that the Dug had taken over, and the Dug themselves.
Okay, so like I can get like neurological changes from like his
Yeah.
brainwave patterns or something like that.
Right. But you can't like you could see kind of this the exactly like you can see what Backwater can see, which is like he's been altered. There's definitely different brainwave functions going on here, but you can't really tell exactly what it is that has been changed or to the extent of what it has been changed. Does he know everything that is the beta quadrant? Is he like beta quadrant Wikipedia now? You have no idea. But like you know that at the very least this is why he can speak with the Dugs. This is probably he also could probably understand any Fey language pretty easily.
Got it. Okay. And actually, I wrote down what the plan was that I told to Tobin. I don't know if we want to go over that again real quick, or if that's
Hit me.
okay.
Yeah.
So the super fast thing that I had was
sleep.
Get a biological profile on Tinkers.
Okay.
I'm the science officer, so I'm running the ship-wide life support scans and computer system diagnostics. So I have general biological data on him.
Right.
So I want to use that. From the time we left the ship till we got to the station, yeah, like we just did. And then the other thing was I'm not sure if I said sorry. We should track down the Dug and ascertain the source of their ability to imbue that change. And then also the information that we have that's been declassified, everything that the Admiral can basically access.
Okay.
Just running his name through systems and seeing what I can get on stuff. And that's how I got the information on the original Alpha Quadrant Romulan Federation or Starfleet Romulan, I don't know if it's Romulan Federation, whatever, treaty on using a cloaking device in the Alpha Quadrant, but which we were not allowed to do. So they had one ship that was allowed to have the cloaking device, but they could only use it in the Beta Quadrant?
Gamma Quadrant.
The Gamma Quadrant. It was explicitly that they're not allowed to turn it on in the Alpha Quadrant, not that it had to be used in a specific other quadrant.
Yeah.
And since we're not in the Alpha Quadrant, that was the important information on that.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Go ahead and give me one more roll. Let's do insight this time. And I also want another science one.
Okay. Any specific focus to use or anything like that, or just go for it?
I'm not going to really give you a focus because it's going to be kind of like your ability to figure out a way to get more information sort of thing.
Sweet,
so
let's do it.
I'll give you a hint if you get it.
Nope, no successes.
Okay. All right. Well, you did some work and some stuff happened. But yeah, so that's kind of where it ends on Tinkers. Something has been altered in him with that teleportation device. Well, and that's the key. You're not even 100% sure it's the teleportation device used by the Dug because of the fact that because they don't know. They don't know. That's literally Backwater's theory. It's in his medical notes. So they're not 100% positive that's what did it. That's just the theory because that's the only thing that really makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the other thing that I do want to mention again, because you probably already know this, but just to point it out again, the reason Tinkers was affected by this and Narc and Lenra were not is because Tinkers' DNA is human, and that's closer to the Fae than Narc and Lenra. And that's the theory of the Doctor, is that basically because of that, because somehow the human DNA is close enough that it was able to register as Fae, whereas the Ferengi and the half human, half Romulan was just far enough away that it didn't get altered.
Right, and then just based on what Tinkers had relayed to Lenra and Nark's assumption was nothing else process-wise had taken place between when he arrived on the ship and was able to communicate with them, and he didn't believe that they had any. He didn't ascertain that they had the ability to do any processes
No.
themselves to take that. But we left before there was investigation, which is why I'm trying to find them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, did you guys attach a tracking device to it? I can't remember if that was the overlying goal, or did you guys just fly away? I can't remember.
Yeah, we
Nope,
took
we just stole their missiles and left.
We left a tracking device. We hit them with the probe.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. So that other ships would know to kind of steer clear, right?
Steer clear of the
Yep.
duck. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not hard to find him. That subspace probe is from your ship, so it's very easy to be like, they're here right now, which randomly is just like many units of space away from where you met them originally, just bouncing around randomly through space, hopefully not dying, or hopefully dying. I don't know. It depends on what everybody wants.
So I
know Chad doesn't want them to die, that's for sure.
Well, I guess what Narc's going to basically do then is just keep running these, have the computer just running search algorithms, and then when it pulls up information, he's going to review that on the all of the incidents that have occurred over time and with locations as far as where the Freebirds were pillaging, so that I can basically try to make some type of a heat map of just generally maybe directions that they've ever come from, areas that they've ever been in regions of time. And Narc's not a forensic, security type focused person. So he's literally just looking at this from a connect the dots perspective, where it's this mountain of information basically shows that there were some Freebird incidents between these dates and these dates in this area. And then I can give that information to the crew so that they can dig into it, because I don't have specialties in actually reading, really discerning this. But I mean, I was in Starfleet Academy long enough to get yeoman training, so I can really file things and send them off to the right people. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. I'm gonna give you. I am gonna make you do a roll. I'm gonna make you do reasoning, and then I'm gonna have to make you do security. I know this is a ones and numbers thing, but I can't make it a science roll. But I will make it a 0 difficulty, so any successes you get will go right to momentum.
Okay, let's see. And do I get anything for maybe? No, I guess not, because I'm not doing anything with. Yeah, I'll just do it.
Okay.
Boom, no successes.
Okay. All right. So you accomplish it. One thing you notice immediately is that the amount of Freebird attacks have been growing over the past like 7 days, at an alarming rate. So the Freebirds, getting the information that you have, there's a lot of declassified information from the Romulans too that you have access to now thanks to the Accord, and basically you're able to kind of put together that the Freebirds have been active. They're obviously a problem. However, in the last 7 days to 2 weeks, the amount of attacks, the amount of activity or noted activity of them has increased by probably about 50 to 100%.
That's great news. I'm going to take the voice profile of the admiral, or the admiral on the station, telling us directly that we had access to anything that he has access to. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to play that through every Starfleet data record system that I have and Federation system that I have to literally just pull down all the information I can possibly get that he has access to. Not stuff that he's looked at or reports of his, but I mean, if he's had physicals, if he has ever ridden a horse, the weather channel that he has access to.
Okay.
You know, if they've got Federation cable TV, I'm going to get all the subscription service, all the different things that he can, and I'm going to send that in an encrypted communication to the ship
Okay.
from the ship on the holodeck. So it's coming from another ship from the station to our
Okay.
ship.
All right. Here's the thing. I'm not going to make you roll for this now. However, this is an exorbitant amount of data.
That's the idea.
So, should you ever choose to try and find things in this data, that is when the roll will come. Because basically, it's just like you just took the equivalent of like 72 hard drives and stuck it on a flash drive and then just put it somewhere without any knowledge of the file names or anything. So should you need to find something on this drive, then the challenge is going to be there. But I'm not going to make you roll to get it. So
Understood.
Just giving you the heads up now for when you're like, I'm just going to use the Admiral files. Okay, let's see how that works out. So just letting you know. But yeah, you do that. Okay, so is there anything else you want to do in your researching before we switch to another character?
We can switch to other people. I mean, that's the gist.
Okay.
It's that
Right.
type of stuff. Going through the plan, you know, red
All right.
holes.
Useful stuff, information. All right, so Enzo was going back to the ship first, right? Enzo, you're back on the ship. It's pretty empty. I mean, everybody's on shore leave, and honestly, the crew of the Danielson probably needs shore leave more than any other crew in the Beta Quadrant at this particular time. So they are not on the ship. It is very empty. At walking onto it, it's kind of gives you that kind of ghost town vibe. Very peaceful setting.
I'm going to, 'cause I don't know how long Tobin's going to be. I'm actually just going to sort of stroll through the ship. It's not a big ship. It's just a random class. But literally just sort of walk around. It's very rare that I get this much time to myself,
Okay.
especially in security. So just sort of wander around the ship, just look in, see
Okay.
what things like when it's quiet.
It's very quiet. It's very peaceful. I mean, the ship has a certain purr to it, and there is something about it that you like. I mean, even though it's an old clunker, and nobody really wants to be on it, there's a part of it that kind of makes you feel like you're in a classic car, almost like a rebuilt classic car that you guys have somehow managed to keep alive through just ridiculous situation after ridiculous situation. So there is all that to it. It's at this point that you are walking through the crew quarters, and you do see T-Rex coming out of her quarters. She is also not in uniform. She is wearing distinctly Klingon garb.
Good afternoon.
She turns with nothing but intent in her eyes and goes, fuck, you're a lieutenant now or lieutenant junior grade?
I'm
Lieutenant.
full of
You're lieutenant, right? Okay. She looks at you and goes, Lieutenant.
How you doing?
I have had better days.
Yeah, I think we talked about that actually. We also talked about you talking to me before you did anything. What's the word? Rash.
I was on my way to see you.
Oh,
but
excellent.
You happened
Let's
down the
talk now.
hallway. I would like you to be my second in the blood challenge. There's no one else I trust on this ship, or really at all at this particular moment.
What are the rules?
Really? Not even. All right, fine. Fine.
No, yeah, the dude who
Okay,
faints when he hears the sound of the words Section 31. That's who she wants. She's gonna walk into the blood challenge and be like, "Here's Poop Collector McGee. He's gonna be my second in command." That's definitely
Hey,
who she's gonna pick.
he did explicitly explain that he can trust other people. He is capable of this.
This is true, but you're not in the room, so. Let me refrain. Let me take it back. I'll retcon it for you there, Narc. Okay? Here's what she actually says. There is no one I trust to have my back in battle specifically at this particular juncture.
Hey, just remember, as long as Whatever she does off duty is whatever she does off duty. As long as she doesn't leave a body, she's not breaking protocol.
It's your first
Ref didn't see it. It never happened.
No,
I mean, if we go with
You guys are like the bad company of Star Trek.
No.
Like, seriously.
If you go by this,
Well, we have so many security
this is an internal cultural matter of the Klingons. We cannot interfere as long as murder is not involved.
Because it is definitely about technicality, not just doing what's right. It's
Right.
definitely about
Sometimes-
finding the loophole so that she can cause murder and then still be allowed to be on the ship.
She cannot
It's
have
not-
murder.
It's not murder. It's either self-defense or ritual sacrifice, depending on the situation.
Fucking, it's like I'm doing a game with six
There's-
lawyers.
there's-
It's ridiculous.
There's
Dude,
that
look,
one.
Look,
But
some
it's
cultures have
more-
Easter, some cultures have Ponfar. You just gotta go with it. The Federation is
It's-
fast and broad.
it's
You
more of-
really
it's
don't
more
want to
of
mix
a-
those two up, though.
It-
It's a really awkward experience.
well, with the Klingons, sometimes there's a very thin line
Listen,
between.
that- I'm sure the first
If
3
you're
to
wearing
5
Kalus's
years
helmet
of
of
human
fornication,
Vulcan
it's all over.
experience was real weird.
But
Hey,
well, no, it's like
dangerous is our business.
it's the Yushan incident. It's basically, yeah, the duel can happen, but don't kill. As long as there's a loophole that allows her not to kill and like incapacitate to end it, then she's fine.
Hey man, T-Rex is definitely somebody known for not murdering.
Yeah. Or you can be Picard and just get away with heavily implying you would totally help kill somebody. As long as it doesn't happen, it still counts.
All right.
But
So
So she's
Talk
just
me-
kind of looking at you. She seems earnest. Like I'll give you a roll if you want it, but she seems earnest about the fact that she was coming to find you.
yeah, no, I believe her. I believe her. Okay, what do I need to do?
Just follow me, and if I need you to fight, fight. Watch my back.
Is enough? Do I need to bring anything?
She's like, I mean, I don't think you have a dick tog, or a bat lift, so I don't think.
he goes to his quarters,
got
comes out with a
anything.
fucking claymore.
I mean, I can make some earth weapons if you want.
that would be absolutely. Just shows up like a sword shield. I've been waiting for this my whole life.
You're lucky I'm not
Cyborg
playing.
Knight coming
You're
down
lucky
on
I'm
you
not playing
hard.
the security officer because he'd be like, "Okay, let's go meet our ancestors in Valhalla."
I'd like to introduce you to this ancient earth weapon called a chainsaw.
Chainsaw sword.
Is this allowed? Is this,
All right.
does this
Emperor.
count?
Next game, everyone, we do it. We'll do it. Paranoia style. We all make characters and pass it to the left.
All right.
So I
So-
lead on then.
All right, she starts to go. We'll get back to the to you guys in a little bit then. Tobin, you're next to hit the ship. Actually, you know what? Call high or low. See if you
hi.
see him crossing. All right. I'm gonna roll it for the chat to see on this one. What'd you call?
Hi.
And do you want to meet them?
Oh yeah, we didn't declare what
That's about
victory
which
was going to be.
outcome was. Yeah, what was?
I'll
victory?
leave this up to you.
Great. So I'm basically just deciding then. All right. You don't see them. Yeah, you enter on a different.
It's
You-
better.
you
It's
listen.
funnier that way.
Yeah, funnier is the word. It's definitely more violent that way. Okay.
Don't mind us, Captain. No murder intended here.
Uh, Yeah,
Just
Tobin's
violate
gonna
anymore.
wonder, kind of like gonna. Oh wait, no. He's gonna talk to Lenra first
All right. Lenra
before
is
he
in her room.
remembers that he has to talk to. That he promised he would. you meet up later with
With
Zenzo. Later you're gonna get another knock or comm at the door.
Oh, I check who it is.
Yep.
Once I see it's the captain, I go, enter.
I'll be honest,
She's
I
sitting there
dislike-
in like civvies with
Just-
like the hot compress over her eyes.
just
What is it now? Don't tell me someone's in a blood duel.
we've only been here for 36 hours. It can't have gone that badly.
We're in a station full of Klingons. Someone may have done something. I'm just covering my
The
bases.
Klingons haven't gotten. Oh, we'll have to check on that when the Klingons actually get here.
It-
Tobin hasn't seen a single Klingon yet.
So why the visit?
Uh,
I'm
ass-
just inundated with the idea that Tobin could potentially think Klingons are mythological. Like, I've never seen one.
No,
Ever. Like,
no, I mean, since we've landed, he hasn't.
No,
he's
I
managed to
know.
avoid T-Rex. That was. I have a character who has that in an entirely different game.
it was just the way you said that. Like when they get here,
When they get here,
I've never seen one. Like it was like, I was like,
when we
oh,
got
that's great.
here, the Romulans came to meet us. The humans came to meet us, and the Klingons haven't got here yet. And
It's
as
Star
far
Trek's
as he
version of
knows,
Flat
they
Earth.
haven't
It's
gotten
Star-
here yet.
It's Star Trek's version of flat Earth. Klingons aren't
Yeah.
actually real.
Yeah.
They're mythological.
Jem'Hadar, totally real. Klingons, made up.
Nah.
What? 4 hedges with rid? Are you crazy?
You're
Ridiculous.
Come on. It's a conspiracy.
crazy. You're
Hashtag,
crazy.
Praxis
They
wasn't
fly
real.
around on spaceships but sleep in hammocks? No way. No
That's
way.
ridiculous.
Don't believe
Crazy.
it. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Praxis was an inside job.
My boy's got photon torpedoes. You don't have a Sealy Posturpedic? I don't think so.
Nope. Oh.
And they're
Okay, so
drunk
so-
half the time.
Tobin's gonna take his. He hasn't even gotten a chance to relax yet. Oh my god. He's still in his uniform.
yeah.
Oh.
That's not true. You drank and passed out once, right? Oh no, that was on the other station.
Yeah, no, that was a different
That was on
station.
the other
This
station.
is why I'm
This
sticking
one-
to water.
This one, we hopped him up on Racticino. Then
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got
He's
passed
getting
out.
shit done. He's getting
Yeah.
shit done.
the opposite.
I'm gonna take his tricorder and check quickly for any kind of monitoring.
Oh geez, probably everything's monitoring at this point between the Talshir and S31. I'm surprised the towel on my head isn't a.
It's just
It's in a listening device.
I assume Blender says this out loud because that
Yes.
sounds like a very Lenderous.
Yes,
That's- This is like they hear the beep of the tricorder, like this is probably a listening device too.
everything's probably a freaking at this point.
Well,
Leaky as sieve.
this can probably wait for tomorrow, but
I just
we
need to point something out.
for.
I didn't turn off the communicator algorithm, so technically, if you are looking for a listening device, it will point that one out.
Oh.
I mean,
see,
it's-
There are
at the
no,
moment, it
there are
just
no
it's just
listening devices.
all right.
in the
So
room.
it's just telling me that Lindra is tired of my shit, whatever color that is.
Yeah, it would probably say something like, "Tobin is looking for a listening device. The listening device is responding that it's a listening device," and then move on.
there's no listening devices in Lender's room. No
It's-
listening devices. I mean, really, nobody's had time to put listening devices on Linda.
No.
She got contacted by the Talshir, and then she spent all the rest of the time in her room. When would they have put the fucking listening device in?
That's
God damn it,
fair.
we have R&R. I'm using R&R. Damn it.
There's a subspace signal being quietly transmitted by our ship.
Just over at the table, hit the comm badge. Narc.
I'll go talk to him.
I like how Tobin's become the narc whisperer.
It's
Tobin, you figured it out. Go talk to narc.
I
into
want
science.
I want to tell. I'm telling Lindra, but I'm not saying where I found it out from.
Okay.
Or because Lindra at least should know how to, more than the rest of us, how to separate Federation signals from any other.
just kind of motion for the pad.
Tomorrow. It's been going on for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Go back to rest. All right.
Yep.
Tobin's going to leave and then put a hollow note on the door. Do not disturb. And
First
then
offer isn't taking goddamn R&R. It'll take a Borg attack on the station to get her to...
that's plausible. That's too plausible. Don't make suggestions like that. And Tobin will go try to find Dark.
At this point, would a Borg attack on another station be like deja vu for us, or never mind?
It'd be hard to explain because the Borg are friendly by this point. Thanks,
Oh, yeah.
Picard.
Oh wait, which Borg?
Dude, the Borg have always been friendly. They all want to hug you forever.
That's uncomfortably fair.
Is that what happens in Picard? He fixes the Borg?
It's complicated.
Let's not get into that here.
Depending on the definition of fix, I think that's what happened in Voyager.
Am I allowed to be right?
Sorry, I have pets.
Microchipped and everything.
Alrighty. So Enzo, you are walking with T-Rex. She is walking in silence. What do you say? Do you say anything to her? Do you just literally just walk with her?
So we just sort of walk in silence for a while. I mean, it's still a decent walk, but
Yeah.
kind of part way there.
Big station.
Yeah. What's the end goal here, T-Rex?
She takes a big deep breath and goes, the end goal was lost a long time ago, or succeeded, depending on your point of view. This is just payment at this point for something I did. It's all payment. My entire life is payment for what I did.
There's usually more than one way to pay.
I mean,
we're still walking. I'm not.
Oh yeah, you're still walking. I know. She kind of is trying to consider. You can tell she's on the edge of telling you everything, but she's not quite sure whether she should or not. And basically, she's just like, I pay in more than one way. I understand there are multiple ways to pay.
Listen, I'm your second. I'm your commanding officer. Hopefully, I'm your friend. If you don't want to talk about it, I get it. If you do want to talk about it, it ends here. It doesn't go any further.
She takes a deep breath, and then she goes, my father was killed by another Klingon. It was a honorable challenge, so to speak. But he lost his life. The other Klingon didn't. The other Klingon took it. That Klingon went on to take control of my father's ship at the time, because my father wanted to retreat from battle. Somehow the ship survived, even though the odds were against it. So it reinforced the challenge, reinforced the life that was taken. That captain had a wonderful career and then retired to train other Klingons who wanted to enter the service. I was one of those Klingons. We were in a routine training exercise in close combat. I took his life. The power that some of my family had allowed me to play it off as an accident. In order to make amends, I enlisted with the Federation, as at the time there was a lot of that going on, with the Federation taking new members and enlistments as almost much like what happened with Narc and the Romulans. It was back and forth trading, knowledge trading. So I ended up enlisting in the Federation to do my time so that I could return to the Klingon Empire with honor. The man who has blood challenged me, I'm sorry, she wouldn't say man. The Klingon who has blood challenged me was his son, the captain whose life I took.
So he killed your father, you killed his father, and he's attempting to punish you again.
Yes, because in his eyes, my father's death was the right thing to do. My father should have died at his father's hand.
So his blood challenge is technically out of line.
I mean,
you accepted it. We are where we are.
and she turns and she goes, yes, I accepted it. Some would say it's out of line. Others would not. I did take his father's life, and it was not a good kill, as they say. Again, it was deemed something that happens in training in the moment, but it was not a good kill. No Klingon would fault him for this challenge.
Sure.
Or taking my life. Many would think of it as a badge of honor.
What happens when you win?
I don't know. I just know that I don't think I can walk away from this.
Fair enough. Do I have to wait till you call me, or can I jump in?
Most likely, it'll never come. Just like walks in and starts headbutting other Klingons. Is it like a tag team thing? You have to attack me and then I get in like
I got this big metal faceplate. I'm really good at these head dives. Klingon forehead challenge. It'll be great.
She goes, most
Throw
likely.
the bitch.
She goes, most likely it'll never come to that.
But I'm not too familiar with the protocols here.
I'll handle the protocols. And I'll handle him. I don't know. She turns to you and goes, I trust you. You're my friend. We have been through a lot. And that's why I am saying something that I would never say to anybody else. But I don't think it was the right thing to kill his father. I don't think I did the right thing. And I don't know that killing him would be the right thing. I know it's not very Klingon of me, but I've had a lot of time to think in the Federation. And I don't know that this is what I want.
I know that it may be odd coming from me, but a cycle of violence is hard to stop. I think that as a Klingon, you are probably more familiar with that than intimately familiar with that than anyone else. But there comes a time when seeking more punishment for something you've done goes from penance to anger, goes from penance to a show, to self-flagellation, and that's part of why, in the Federation at least, we have a system of courts, a system of lawyers. But, and sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. But when you have done something that requires a punishment, when your punishment is over, it's done. You don't need to keep beating yourself up over something. Now, killing somebody during training, I mean, that's tough. Sometimes that happens, though. Should you have called him on a challenge first? Maybe. But I don't think that would have changed this situation now either. You blood challenge him, he blood his father, he comes and blood challenges you anyway.
She looks at you and goes, "What would you do?"
Right now? If I were in your shoes right now.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'd tell him to piss off. He's out of line. He had his chance to bring it up with the High Council if he wanted to, but instead he took the easy way. He took the cheater route. He decided that he was above the law, so he would go around the law to do what he wanted to do. That's not an honorable challenge. That's a coward's challenge. But hey, that's just me.
She seems to nod and then just turns and continues to walk towards the Klingon side of things in silence, unless you ask her more things.
No, that was about it.
Okay. All right. All right. So now Tobin's sleeping. Lenra's still sleeping.
Tobin
right?
is going to find Narc.
Okay. All right. Tobin's going to find Narc. Narc is where he is on the ship, basically downloading every file known to man.
And he's probably the only one who can find him at this point. Toad's going to wind his way through the headache-inducing sped-up program back to where Narc was. And there's a lot of information on a lot of displays. So Tobin's going to try to not get overwhelmed by all of this. And try to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
Narc, if you have a moment.
So basically, when you come in, it's probably the bridge, or yeah, you're probably coming into like the bridge at this point. And when you come onto the bridge, they do like the old school like whistle, and then just like "Captain on the bridge," and then everybody kind of looks at you, and I walk up like your yeoman. Hi, welcome back, Captain.
Oh, I guess I'm the captain here too. Oh, all right. At ease. Dark, I have something peculiar has come up.
I've been in here the whole time. It probably wasn't me.
It did. I know. We have a subspace signal coming from the vessel from our ship. That's not ours. I want to know if your equipment has picked it up and if we can track it down.
Subspace communication. I mean, wouldn't that just be like talking to the who is the communications? Is that the Khan that's doing communications on ships
Tactical.
at this
I mean,
point?
you can do lots of.
Usually,
Yeah.
it's tactical.
Tactical. Okay. Wouldn't that just be a standard like tactical scan?
N-
I mean, wouldn't you could just ask them for the normal
No,
subspace communication
I
log?
mean, presumably it's like definitely not something that the scans would normally pick up.
I love that he's trying to get him to look for a traitor without telling him that there's a traitor because he knows he's gonna freak out. It's making my day.
So you're trying to find something that they missed?
Yes. If there's, let me know if your equipment, or if you can find any subspace anomalies, and locate where they might be on the ship. I think this is probably a little bit
anomalies like subspace temporal, like chronoton particle.
Oh, I hope
emissions?
they're not chronoton particles.
Me too. If they are, can I just retroactively have not done the research to find out so that we don't get stuck into a temporal loop?
As long as you still do the research, otherwise, it's a deal.
Okay.
Great.
I also have the reports that you had me put together for you. They should be filed with little colored tabs on the tops of each of the pad pages, and they go to the different what do they call them? The different, not duty heads. I don't mean duty head.
Department heads.
Yeah, department heads. They go to the different. There should be labeled for all the different department heads under your command for review according to your specifications for the mission that you sent me forth to begin.
I would mentally calculate.
Which started at about 6 hours ago, according to the chronometers.
Yeah, Tobin's going to mentally calculate kind of, however, what that might imply, ignoring the likely results of that, and we'll check on that shortly. I will definitely get to that. Thank you. Is it directly to my pad or to my station?
I mean, you're the captain, so you've got your ready room. You got the big captain chair, whatever. It's
Okay.
just the old school ones, so
I'll use the
unfortunately
big
everything's
chair.
made out of cardboard, but it looks really good.
You've been here the whole time. You haven't seen Enzo then. Been looking for, I have to find him.
Yes, you do. His part comes into the plan very soon, and according to the chronometers, you should probably get him his information so that he can review it. It might take him a few minutes or an hour. I guess if he's not in here, it might take him a few hours. But that's okay. We've got plenty of time. He couldn't be possibly doing anything important right now. He's the security officer, and we're on a space station. What could possibly be going on that would require his attention?
Exactly. So Tobin's going to try to, while not caught up in speed to the time, try to read some of the information. Is this the full volume? Did you just give Tobin the entire...
Question. Narc, did you give him everything, the whole database thing, or did you just give him the Freebirds and the Tinkers stuff that you looked up?
Yes, I'm basically giving him this is as far as I could figure this stuff out. and then I
Okay.
filed the information into, with the computer's help, like, this
Okay.
is probably more for the security department. This is probably more for engineering. Maybe the doctor should look into this. You need a command officer who's familiar with Romulan or other Klingon, perhaps, scanning inhibitor devices.
Gotcha.
That type of thing.
Okay, so Tobin will continue
yeah,
to
so
be distracted and not find out what's been going on in the background.
Okay.
And then I guess after I hand that off to him, I'm gonna start. Yeah, I mean, once I hand that off to him, I'm not even gonna say anything to him. Also, probably not how to like leave this level of it, but he could probably figure that out on his own. And then I'm gonna go to the transporter room and have the transporter room beam me to the Danielson.
You're on the Danielson.
I'm on the holodeck on the space station.
Aren't
I
we
thought
at
you were in the Danielson.
holodeck, right?
Oh,
Yeah, you were
that's
in the
right. Sorry,
Danielson.
that's right. The Danielson holodeck. But I'm
The actual
inside.
Danielson.
I love the idea of you going in the holodeck
What I meant to
version
say
of the
is-
Danielson to teleport yourself to the Danielson.
I'm on the Danielson, but I'm in the holodeck on a different ship. On the Danielson, like in the holodeck, in a different ship, in the holodeck on that ship. So I'm going to go into the transporter room on the ship that I'm on, and I'm going to have the transporter officer beam me to the Danielson.
Ship,
I'm on a different
Alright.
ship. What am I going to do? Walk there? Come on, man.
ship
Before we got
section.
here
It's
from the
internally
space
consistent,
station
it's fine.
into here. So now I'm walking to the ship. You can walk from a space station to a ship. I mean, this wouldn't make any sense. Like, can you imagine you get into the video game and you're trying to walk to the ship, and then all of a sudden you're in space, and
Oh.
you got a transporter for that, right? So I'm gonna.
Yep, makes perfect sense. Okay.
So,
Chewbacca is a Wookiee, and we have to quit.
Chewbacca is a Wookiee from Endor. What is that? No.
All right, so back to the blood challenge. You guys entered the Klingon section, which is still heavily under construction because, like I said, the Klingons were the last people to come on board with everything. There's a lot of supply crates, a lot of kind of impromptu living quarters.
I don't have the scene for this. It's definitely under construction.
Yeah, sorry. And there's just all sorts of stuff. However, you do find the blood challenge area. It's not an area specifically for blood challenges, but they have piled up a bunch of crates to almost make like a stage out of it, which is fucked up. And then there's a big line of Klingons around it. Standing in the center is I can't remember his name. Hold on a second. Got it written down. It's been a couple of.
His name is Dipshit.
Kulge. Kulge is just kind of standing in the center. He's got a full bat lift on him. He's ready to go, ready for war. He sees her and he goes, "Ah ha ha! T-Rex, I didn't think you'd show up." And then she barks something at him in Klingon. And then he kind of, when she barks something at him in Klingon, he looks at you and then just starts laughing. like she's picked a human as a second. Then you notice something else. There are a few scatterings of humans here, mostly civilian workers that probably heard of this and decided to check this out. But you also see Eddie Teach, who is currently collecting bets on the fight. Arr! I give you 2-1 odds on Holder. Yes. Oh, who's got the big guy with the stupid sword, and who's got the fine ass Klingon woman with the sweet ass and the badass dick tog? Who wants it? And he's just like hyping him up, and then he kind of like looks over and sees you, and he goes, "Oh, never mind. No, closed. Don't know what you're talking about. I was holding this for another fella. Oh, didn't think you were coming to this, there, Lieutenant."
I trust you're off duty.
Definitely. I mean, I wouldn't tell you otherwise.
Yeah. Well, what you do on your own time is what you do on your own time.
He looks at you very confused for a second. And then he kind of walks up to you and he goes, "Are you saying that if I was off duty that this would be fine?
Are you breaking any laws?
Hypothetically.
Are you breaking any laws?
You know,
Run the
I'm
Klingon
not qu-
side.
I am locked up. I'm not quite sure. Like,
I think
I
think
don't
as
know
long as
if the
it's-
Federation has a law about, hypothetically taking gambling money on two Klingons about to fight to the death.
Not as far as I'm aware. Certainly not on the Klingon side.
He didn't kill them, and it
Don't
wasn't
die.
not in self-defense. I mean,
Hold on one sec.
It wasn't that good of a joke.
Sorry about that, everybody. Losing my voice. All right, what was the last thing you said to him? Sorry.
Hey, and as far as I know, it's not illegal, especially on the Klingon side.
He smiles and he goes, Lieutenant, I gotta say, I love the cut of your jib. And then he turns and he goes, betting's back open, boys. And it just like goes, it's like, who's got it? And it just starts to take money back and forth.
I just sort of shake my head.
can you watch that pirate talk? It offends some people. just phrases like the one you just used. Everything else is fine.
The cut of your jib.
The cut of your
Oh,
jib.
you're doing it. I said some people. Come on.
Wait, this is definitely a joke, right? Like, jib isn't some weird
Oh, wait.
racial slur that I don't know about, because that's happened to me before. Like, I'll say
Hey,
something, and
I think
somebody
we
be
should
like,
take
"That's a
some
thing."
people very seriously.
There are a lot of pirates out there who are going to be very upset with me.
It's a sailing term. You're fine.
At this point, somebody quickly go to Urban Dictionary, figure out if I did it. No.
No,
All
you're
right.
talking like a sailor. Oh, jeez.
All right. So she kind of looks at you and goes, "I have this," and then steps up onto the stage. The two Klingons kind of start to Kulge barks Klingon like nobody's business at her.
I do speak.
I know you speak
Okay.
Klingon, but basically it's your usual, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to,
Sure.
that sort of thing. You're finally going to answer for your crimes.
I
She
look
just,
around to find Kulge's second.
he is a large, very dumb looking Klingon. Like, I mean, exceptionally stupid. And it's rare that you can look at somebody and just know the lack of intelligence in them, but you could definitely see that this guy is dumb. He's just big. He looks like Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy, but Klingon version of that. Like, he's not fun.
Is he on the stage also, or is he off the stage?
He's off. He's kind of standing on what would be considered Kulge's side. I mean, this is all kind of impromptu. You can tell
Sure.
that.
I just want to position myself in a similar way.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's weaponed out and he's just kind of grinning at you like, sure. Okay, Robo-Human, I'm going to eat you. But doesn't seem like it's going to come to that. They're both going to fight. One of them's not sick. There's no real reason for it. They both kind of just they both circle for a second, and then she kind of looks at him, and then Kulge says some more like terrible shit about her father and her family and everything, and that she's a dog. She's finally going to die, and then she just basically looks at him and goes, "I've made my decision." And with that, the fight commences, but the fight is over so fast because there is no fight. He comes at her with the bat lift with a big, wild swing. And she, instead of parrying with her Dictog or trying to fight him head on, she just drops straight down and stabs the Dictog through his right foot, through the top of it, dead center, into the storage container below his foot. Just whoosh.
Oh,
He yells in pain, and you can tell he's surprised by this action because he was expecting there to be a fight. So he was expecting to kind of like power through. He wasn't expecting her to just drop down and stab him in the foot. She stabs him in the foot, And then she kind of like takes a shutter step backwards out of his range. And you can see he is legitimately pinned to this storage crate, but he's got the bat lift and he's growling in pain. And he's like, "What now? What now, woman? You can't get to me. I've got the bat lift and your weapons in my foot. You will never get through it, and I'll cut you in half when you try." And at that point, she just kind of looks at him. And then she goes, "I'm not doing this, and I don't accept your challenge. You can go back and you can tell whoever that I didn't." And then she looks at Enzo and then back at him and goes, "Piss off." And then she just turns and walks off the stage and drops next to you. And she goes, "I think we can leave now."
Kapla.
Kapla. At that point, though, you see Teach is like looking, and he's looking at everybody looks at him, and then you can see one of them says in Klingon something about, "Wait a second, which one won?" And then one of the humans goes, "Oh, definitely she won. She had the advantage." And then you see another Klingon pushes one of the civilian humans and goes, "Are you kidding? He would have killed her if she came in. She surrendered." And then Teach is like, "Oh, we could have a problem here." And he just starts to back away as they start to circle him because he has all their money.
Ensign, is your duty shift about to start?
He's like, "Oh, aye, Captain. Lieutenant, sorry. Force a habit."
Sorry, folks. He's gonna put it down, and we're gonna head back to the ship.
He stops for a second and turns at you and goes, "Put it down, Captain. Like the money."
I look at him.
T-Rex actually T-Rex steps forward and goes, "Put it down." And he goes, "Aye, for you, beautiful, anything." And then he takes out the money and he drops it in front of him. And then he just runs back as they immediately start to go in for their money and fight.
That was the
And then Teach kind of walks over to you guys and he goes, "That was a fine rout of battling."
And I look over at T-Rex. I go, "Well played."
She looks at you and goes, "Somebody told me it was a bad challenge."
Fair enough.
She goes to turn away and then she stops and she goes, "Thank you."
Anytime. Let's get a drink.
Now you're talking. Let's get drunk. And then Teach just almost like you guys forgot he was there. He comes in next to you guys, hands on your shoulder and goes, "Arr, let's get wasted." "I may or may not have staked a couple of them doubloons in my pockets. Let's go get drunk." He walks through you guys. And then T-Rex looks at you wholly confused and goes, "What is a doubloon?"
I'll explain later.
All right. That is it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. And I am apparently going hoarse. So yes, we'll get back to duty next session. But that's it. That's all I got for you. The blood challenge has been resolved. That was
awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Mark. Appreciate that. I tried. Always try. Don't know where this cough is coming from.
Yeah, don't
thank
die.
you. Thank you, everybody. Don't die. I'm not dying. Not dying, everybody. It's just a cough. Coughs can be just coughs, all right? They can be. They can be other stuff too. Don't at me for that either. I'm just saying coughs can also just be coughs. That's all I'm saying. They can both be coughs and other stuff.
Hospital, go! Don't drink water. Just go to the hospital.
But as usual, thank you, Aether. It was a pleasure to do this stream.
Well, thankfully
I've got a quick question, actually. Sure. Wasn't there some type of interesting non-product placement sort of game situation that we're all really interested in hearing about that may have been released, and this isn't an intro for a plug or anything, but could possibly be a good place for one.
Oh
I only
my
do
gosh.
plugs when this is Aether's channel. I will only do plugs if he says it's okay. Unless you're speaking about something else I've completely misread the situation, which is also possible.
No, that would be awesome.
You're
But
definitely
hopefully it's
not
about the thing
allowed
that you
to
think.
do anything that you have done
All right.
the last like 4 sessions.
That's true. I did request every
Inquiring
time,
minds
though.
would like to know.
I do want to point out, I specifically asked if I could every time. Yes, myself and Mark Bell have released. You can see him over there. He's Enzo, the wonderful Enzo Serret. We have released a tabletop RPG, our first. It is I actually can show it to you guys. It's right here. This is it right here. Upper Hand Axiom System Wrestling RPG. You can get it on drive-through.com, drive-through-rpg.com, sorry. Just search Upper Hand, or you can use my link tree on any of the places that I am, because I put it everywhere. Like, I just literally spam it on Twitter. Please buy my game. Please buy our game. You can buy it and the cards that you need to play it on there. I appreciate it. It's pretty cheap, $10 for the PDF, $12 for the soft cover, and then the decks of cards are $4 a piece.
You know, that's at a very good price. You might even want to just buy like 2 or 3 of them, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, just for your friends, for your family, for people you see on the street that you could just hand it to. Anyone you know, really.
Yeah.
Your animal. They taste really good. Dogs love to chew on them.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, people get stranded at airports for literal months now, so you could just have 3 or 4 sets of them with you and just give them to random people. You know,
roll it up, put it up your ass. Whatever you want to do with it is completely welcome. Seriously, just purchase it, and that's it. That's all I care about.
Not an FDA-approved suppository.
No, not at all. Not at all. Thanks for the disclaimer. Not actually meant for butts, but
External
whatevs.
use only.
Thank you for saying that. We would have gotten sued. Like,
Monetized.
It's one of those.
told me I could put it in my butt.
You put it out.
This
You
went
put it
downhill
inside.
for a plug. This went real downhill fast.
Well, it depends on the plug.
If there's a external use only.
or the use of the word plug. Yes. So I'm gonna stop talking. Just buy the game. If you like wrestling or you like RPGs, buy the game. Seriously. If you don't like either of those things, just buy it anyway, because I'm old and I need this.
Support independent game creators, right?
Yes,
See, there
indie
you
game
go.
creators. Indie game creators. Myself and Mark put a lot of work into this bad boy. So yes, please purchase it. Thank you.
Thank you for that enlightening information tidbit.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to dig my own plug hole. So,
Yep. All right.
Woo, that's sad.
I got nothing to add to that. So
no,
thanks everybody.
no, I'm gonna go
I don't know
fall on
why
a power
this-
drill now.
Oh gosh. Disappeared for a second there. Hey everybody. It was a fun bit. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with the camera settings, but I might be on tomorrow, depending on how work goes. It's been fun. We should be back to regular schedule now. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week or later on if you have the chance. Have a great evening, everyone, and great week, and I will talk to you later.